Wow, we actually hit 10,000. That is seriously unbelievable. 10,000. That's how many steps you need to take in a day. That's more people than the entire population of Nauru. Now, some of you may be thinking, well, that really isn't that much. Other YouTubers have millions more. Well, to me, it means a lot. And to literally think that over 10,000 people have joined the team, it really means a lot to me. Thank you. So yes, I know, I really haven't lived that long yet. I'm still a teenager. How old am I? Well, but this is something I've always wanted to try in Rec Room, and I feel you guys deserve to know a little bit more about me. Also, my drawing skills are, questionable, but I hope that adds to the clumsy aspect of my personality. I'll be going into some details of not only my personal life, but also my life in Rec Room and on YouTube. Anyways, let's see what happened in Canada, Ontario on March 8th, 2000, which is also International Women's Day. Yes, I know, you can make fun of me for that. I grew up riding polar bears and drinking maple syrup every day in my igloo. I grew up in a suburban neighborhood with my mom, my dad, and my sister. I didn't have a traumatic childhood, some of you wished I had, you know. I went to school, I played sports, I did homework. Some fun facts about me: I play piano and I speak 5 languages. I swear I'm not trying to flex, those are literally my 2 only talents. I played video games, I did drugs. Speaking of which, one of the biggest video games that stuck around with me for the longest as a kid was Minecraft. The game where you build and play whatever you can imagine. I started out playing a lot on my iPad, which I feel every kid had one, and then eventually I switched to the PC version. One of the main reasons Minecraft stuck with me for so long was really the fact that anything imaginable could be built and played by anyone in the world. I loved downloading mods and maps from the internet and playing player-made servers. I spent time making my own games and maps every now and then as well. Although I never really showed them to anyone, I think you can see why Rec Room shines to me so much. It shares that same creative aspect with Minecraft, with building, playing, and socializing. Apart from Minecraft, other games I remember that slapped were Clash of Clans, Plants vs. Zombies, Stardew Valley, and almighty Subway servers. I was never really a Roblox kid, believe it or not. Another big part of my childhood is YouTube. I mentioned before one of my biggest inspirations to start YouTube was Sunday. He made Minecraft videos which I would watch every single day at 8 PM when he used to release them. I think that's where I get a lot of my energy from. Other YouTubers that really inspired me: Markiplier, Cub Scouts, It's Jerry and Harry, and the Try Guys. One important thing to mention: I never knew how to edit or make videos or record anything. I literally picked all of that up when I was starting to gain more attraction to YouTube. Now, in terms of virtual reality, I tried it out for the first time in New York, at some tech store. My family and I were visiting New York, which is where our cousins live, and one of the places we passed by and checked out was that tech store. They had one of those playtest setups where people could hop on and they'd let you test it out. I waited for my turn, and after putting on the VR, I experienced literal inner peace. I knew instantly that this is something I wanted to do more of. I played around with VR where, you know, you stick your phone in the thing and with no tracking or anything. I've tried that before, but, you know, it never shined as much as this experience has. They let us try out the Beat Saber tutorial level. I easily destroyed it. But after that experience, I wanted to get a VR headset. I didn't even know which VR I used at that store, I just wanted one. And I waited, oh so patiently, for a few years. In the early spring of 2020, it soon became my birthday, and my wonderful parents were willing to buy me another gift for my birthday. My birthday gifts usually aren't too crazy or expensive. My family is usually really grateful for just some little things. However, I asked for a VR, and yes, they were willing, but since I had a really big school project coming up on that March break, I would have to finish that before I could start playing. Also, another fun little fact: I had a choice between an Oculus Quest or a Nintendo Switch, and I think I made the right decision. I think. And yeah, that's the reason why I joined a few days after my birthday. I ordered a 64GB Oculus Quest to arrive after my assignment was finished, but luckily for me, it arrived early and I played it before I even finished. After spending God knows how long to set the thing up, I was immediately thrown into the first steps activity for Oculus Quest. It was so cool. A few weeks later, I kept on trying various games until I stumbled across a Rec Room. I made an account and was automatically loaded into a game of paintball. The day was March 11th, and from there, I literally played nothing but Rec Room. After playing around it for a bit, I stumbled across some of my best VR friends today. We met by playing various quests with one another, and believe it or not, before I even started YouTube, I would literally grind nothing but quests, specifically Golden Trophy. Right now I have like 400 wins in it or something. I met 5 of my best friends in Golden: Storm, Legible, Tiny Watermelon, Bag, and Saxophone. This later on would become my main group of friends that I would play with all the time. They were my first YouTube supporters and moderators as well. Much before I met my friends actually, I remember the day on March 22nd, I looked up Rec Room just by itself on YouTube. And the first ever Rec Room video I watched was Bothaya's Golden Trophy Stereotypes video. And to this day, he's still one of my favorite Rec Room YouTubers and one of my biggest inspirations as well. It was along that time where I would think about becoming a Rec Room YouTuber, but I never really executed it. I had a lot of video ideas, including a Rec Room meme compilation, but I never really thought anyone would enjoy it, so I just kept it off to the side. Now, when I said I watched Bothaya, I was a huge Bothaya fan. I watched pretty much all of his videos, joined in on some streams, and I actually played with him once. I won't tell you guys which video or stream it was, but it was super cringy, and I was very awkward and annoying.
The lighting is a lot better in this room too. So.
My profile picture is actually one with you at the Bow Brigade, but it was terrible. Alright, see?
Yeah, man.
I gotta move a little bit. Oh wait, you're on my right. I thought you were on my left. 3, 2, 1.
It was also that time where I went onto a phase where I had to settle on an outfit. My eyes, mouth, and hair were always the same, but after I bought the starter pack, I put on the white hoodie and spent the 5,000 tokens on a pair of wings. My original intention was actually to have the blue wings, but I didn't know they were Rec Room Plus, so my character always just had green wings. A few other RecTubers that inspired me back then: Mav and VR, I loved his paintball videos. Clearly you can see where I got some inspiration for some of my videos. Harry Manlegs, I loved his highlights, and also Socks for 2. Even though he isn't just a Rec Room YouTuber, his videos make me laugh. Since then, everything went pretty smoothly. You know, I grinded some quests, I had a paintball phase, I stayed with my main group, some new ones, and I don't even know if you guys knew, my old name was Salty Shaker 728. Yeah, we don't talk about that. At around October, a lot of things started changing for me. Not only was it a new school year, but more importantly, I got a Quest 2. I sold my Quest 1 and I got the new and improved version, which I still use today. I do plan on upgrading it sometime. At the beginning of November 2020, I rethought starting a YouTube channel. I had no editing experience, no experience with speaking to a microphone, or no thumbnail experience, nothing. I once again remembered the idea of putting Rec Room themed memes into a text-to-speech compilation. It seemed pretty easy, so that's what I did. I made about 50 memes in Microsoft OneNote, believe it or not. Yeah, that's how I make my memes. Yep, believe it or not, you know, this is how I make my memes. Let me show you guys real quick. So, you know, this is Rec Room Memes 1, this is Rec Room Memes 2. It's, yeah, you know, it's literally, like, I can move the text and all that. This is how I make my memes. So after I made about 50 of them for each video, I voiced them over with a robot voice, and then I slammed it together in a free editing software known as Microsoft PowerPoint. That's right, my first 2 videos ever were made with Microsoft PowerPoint. I literally had nothing, and you know, it worked out well for me. So I threw in some background music, and boom, that was my first ever Rec Room meme video. After I finished it, I then came to the realization that I did not have a YouTube channel. So I made one right on the spot, named it Slat, and made my beautiful profile picture and banner in about 30 seconds in Microsoft OneNote. I told myself I was gonna change it soon, but I never did. And right, I never mentioned the real history behind my name. So my short little 4-letter name used to be a giant 11-letter, 3-number name, as you saw earlier, Salty Shaker 728. I eventually noticed that it kind of looked like a junior account name. So I cut it down to Salty Shaker, and then down to Salty. But once I changed it to Salty, people kept making jokes about me being salty, which I hope I'm not, and then I changed it to just Salt. I swear I'm not copying him. It kept happening during that time. You know, I was being called Salty, so, you know, I did what anyone could have thought of, and I swapped the L and the A to make Slat. On November 17th, I posted my first ever video to YouTube. I honestly would have just been happy with like 20 or 30 views, but it started growing, and it grew more and more and more and more. I remember showering after I posted it, and when I checked after showering, it already surpassed my expectation of 30 views. After the first day, it got about 150 views, and then after the first week, it got like 500. And then after 17 days, it reached 1,000 views. My first ever video hit 1,000 views. During that first 10 days, I read some of the comments, and my first ever commenter was this guy. And guess what? My second ever commenter was Righteous. The 7th commenter was Shaken VR, who at that point only had 2,000 subscribers. And right after was probably my favorite comment. Slushy VR said, "I subbed for this one lonely video. You have 1 video and 17 subs. I have 23 and 19 subs. Please, brother, teach me your ways. Also, one of my best friends and the guy in my famous outro, Dean, also commented. This was our first ever interaction. My closest VR friends eventually found out, and from that day, I was known as the Rec Room Memes guy. After 10 days, I made another one, and 17 days after that, I changed editing softwares and made another one. And 5 days later, I made another batch of 50. And at that point, I already predicted that, I wasn't going to be sticking with Rec Room Memes forever. I wanted to prove that not only to myself, but to everyone else that I could do more than Rec Room Memes. I recorded some actual VR footage with my crappy Oculus Quest, and I made it into a video. After 8 Rec Room Memes and 3 VR videos, I reached my biggest milestone, 1,000 subscribers. I wanted to quickly mention how me and Righteous became friends. So right now, he's probably one of my closest Rec Room YouTuber friends, and the way we encountered each other was very strange. Like I said, he was the second ever person to comment on my channel, but actually, before that, we both self-promoted ourselves in Bothaya's server. I'm not even joking. After I self-promoted myself, not even 10 minutes later, Righteous self-promoted his newest video at that time, and seeing my video, he commented on it. We met a little while later in a golden trophy game, and yeah, that's how the golden YouTuber friendship started. Also, I don't know if you knew, but there was a point where Righteous literally had like 70 subscribers more, and I was so close to passing him, but then he published his Life of a Junior account video, and yeah, you already know what happened. I've gone through so many incredible events through my 9 months of YouTube. Not only have I learned and met so many people, I was able to experience something unimaginable to me, and honestly, it's all thanks to you guys. I've noticeably changed the target of my videos to more engaging and qualitative videos, as you may have noticed, and I hope to continue pursuing this. And to finish this off, here are some quick mementos and important things that happened throughout my time on YouTube.
Oh my god.